And there's 2, looking good. We are contrailing, of course, above 8,000. Now that we are at our desired altitude, I'm in fact going to come off the power just a little bit. Bring it back to about 85%. So that's roughly a little under half throttle on my physical throttles. See if we can manage our fuel economy a little bit better. Our speed is still pretty high. 580 indicated, 920 true. Looks good to me. 12 kilometers and closing fast to our first waypoint. Now, of course, our goal today is to patrol between waypoints 2 and 3. And I almost found it a little sad that we didn't get to start up our own flanker today. It's kind of a shame. I really like the sound of the APU. Okay, passing steer point 1. And steer point 2 is 85 kilometers ahead. So we get our cue to contact RASCAT. Oh, not F10. Radio menu. F10 and contact RASCAT. Let's go ahead and do that.
RASCAT, Su-27. Пришел мальчик, прием. Su-27, я RASCAT, понял. Курс 165, дальность 80. Занимайте 7000. Я Su-31, понял, курс 165, дальность 80, занимаю 7000. 131, дежурство в указанном районе между ППМ 2 и 3 по дальнейшему ПП. Государственную границу не пересекать. 131 принял дежурство.
Okay, so it looks like we were cleared down to 7,000 meters. We passed over Nalchik at steer point 1, and 70 kilometers away, and we're going to do some cap, and we are not to cross the state border, which I believe if we look on our F10 map we can actually see. It should be just the mountain range. Here is our border, but yeah, this big red line should be the border. Make sure we are continuing to descend through to 7,000 feet. Feet, not feet, meters. Come on, Brian, metric. Of course, we've powered back so we can control our descent. 57 kilometers in closing to steer point 2. There's 2. Tight formation, looking good. Down at about 7,500 now, continuing to descend. This is actually the first time I've run DCS without mods in a while, so it's been a solid 60 this entire time, surprisingly. I did one of those view distance hacks to try and see further and make it look a little nicer instead of this haze, but it does look really good. If the mountaintops are a bit bright. Still looks pretty darn good, I'd say. This is the stock terrain. I'm not running any modded terrain anymore. Continuing to descend down to 7,000. That's an interesting little city there. Looks kind of funny from far away. Okay, powering back on to about 85%. roughly 7,000. I'll go ahead and call that good enough. Get ourselves nicely trimmed out. Trying to go a little bit hands off here. It's hard. There we go. I think that is perfectly trimmed. But as our speed comes up, obviously, we need to put in just a little bit more nose down trim. Okay, 20 kilometers. A little bit more nose down. And if we look at our brief, we are patrolling over the mountain range between 2 and 3, north of Chinval, which, funnily enough, is the location of the MI8 campaign. There's 2, nicely silhouetted against the cloud. A little bit more nose down trim as our speed comes up. Yep, mud spike 12 o'clock.
Раскат, Су-31. Занял назначенную зону. Су-31, я раскат понял. Продолжайте по засаде.
Okay. So we are on station and patrolling between waypoint 2 and 3. Go ahead and slew our radar over to the right. Crank up that RWR tone, because we are on station. Looking real smooth as we go through this cloud. I like it. I'm not sure if we have an AWACS today. In fact, I don't believe we do. Okay, we're almost at 3. I'm gonna go ahead and go radar off. And start a left-hand bank so we can start orbiting around our patrol area. I'm tempted to take a look at the F10 map and just see what is around us. What's radiating? Let's see. Got a flight of frogfoots, so that's nothing major. We are here. We could be getting radiated from... Oh gosh, I don't know where. Oh, okay. So that's not an aircraft. That's a long-range radar. Okay. And of course, our Berioza doesn't work at every angle, so we get to hear some nice silence. On the lookout for contrails, smoke trails, anything telltale. Now presumably Rascat is the ground control radar who would direct us toward enemy threats, similar to a MiG-21, because that's the whole idea of Russian air power, is that if you have a lot of ground, put radars on it so you can see them coming from forever away. I mean, like NATO has AWACS Russia's got AWACSs too, but they're much more about the ground control radar, ground control intercept. We've got a aircraft radiating far away, presumably another flanker. I'm going to go ahead and throw the radar on. Scan up and down a little bit.
Раскат, я Су-27, прием. Су-31, приказ получен. Начинается ввод через русский туннель. Ваша задача — патрулирование воздушного пространства Южной Осетии. От ППМ-3 до ППМ-4. Патрулируйте долину реки Ряхой от туннеля до Пхенвали. Высота 6000. Су-31 понял, патрулировали между ППМ-3 и 4 на 6000. Уточните правила боя. Любая воздушная единица грузи является вашей целью. Наших самолетов, кроме вас, там пока нет. Су-31 понял. Су-31, не заходите вглубь территории южнее Пхенвали. Пробелка грузинской ПВО нам пока неизвестна. Су-31 понял.
Okay, so that exchange was a little bit interesting, but if you didn't catch it, what we're going to be doing is patrolling now between 3 and 4, steer point 3 and 4 that is, at 6,000 meters, and anything we find is hostile. That's just the way it's going to be, because our ground forces are going to be moving, and anything that we see is clearly enemy. So our ROE is, if we see something, shoot it the hell down. Trying to trim out for our new altitude here. Okay, so 3 is 7 kilometers. 4 is 48, so it's about a 50-kilometer stretch for us to patrol. We'll throw on the infrared scanner, IRST. Doesn't look like a seeing much. Alright, let's go radar. And of course, we're just getting irradiated by our long-range SAMs and medium-range SAMs from Georgia. Long-range SAM is presumably back at Mazdak or Minvoti, more likely Nalchik. Still 30 kilometers from steer 4. Watching that RWR feverishly. Scanning for anything resembling contrails. There's 2. As we hoped he'd be. 24 kilometers. And the goal here is to not infringe into Georgian airspace where we can get shot down. That would be very bad. Very bad indeed. A little bit of nose up. Trim. Radar on. Ooh, that's handy. Alright, looks like we've got a flight of 3. Okay, thanks to. That was really helpful. Presumably, yep, they're a little below us. Okay, 2, follow me. We're gonna come back left and then re-engage. We're not gonna try and push too far into Georgian territory where the SAMs are. That's no good. Yep, there's the mud spike. Alright, let's put the gas on. Now, of course, we're out of range for them too, but presumably they're a little faster than we are if they're going in a straight line. Okay, 2. Stand by. Okay, there we go. 2, go ahead and engage bandits. Let's do it. Here we go. Alright, Fox 2, R-73. He's flaring. It's not going to be enough. Not with a flanker on his ass. Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Where'd he go? Don't tell me you just freaking lost him. How did I not visually acquire that guy? Two.
Второму. Атакуй воздушные цели. Второй. Принял.
These are frogfoots.
Второй. Работаю по воздушной цели.
Alright, that's him falling fast. Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking too much right now. I'm trying to find the baddies before they find me, as it were. 2 splashed 1, nicely done. Wonder if he was locking me. That could be the case. Nicely done, 2. Alright, 2, go ahead and rejoin. Two, rejoin. Come on, 2. Come on. I know those bandits are juicy, but please, 2. Join up. 2, what the fuck? You kidding me? You son of a bitch. Oh. You son of a bitch. You killed my wingman, you shall die. There is no coming back. You're dead. God, these R-73s are overpowered. Unless they can't pull enough G, because I'm bad at aiming. Alright, splash 1. Jesus, 2. I thought... I didn't think he would actually go down. Okay, we are... Looks like we're clear. So now we just gotta continue to cap. 2 will be recovered. There are hips.
Раскат, я 131, понял, севернее Хинвали на 5000.
Okay, so steer 4. No, steer 5. It's presumably the airspace north of Chinval, which is where we're going. Let's do a quick weapons check. We have 2 times ETs, 2 times ERs, and 173. Okay. Okay, looks like our relief element came in. It's a shame about 2. My situational awareness in these situations is, well, not as good as it should and could be. It's a shame he had to punch out, but at least he survived, you know. Mission's done. We can always get new wingman. It's, it'd be a shame if we got punched out ourselves, but for now we're okay. Alright, and we are RTB, and I will see you again on the final approach to Mazdak.